only negative performance was in Wimbledon, but it's true that the conditions were the tougher for many.
Been on such a run from February all the way till the end of the French Open. And I think that cost him at Wimbledon, because had he played one event and even lost in the first round, it would have helped him to get ready for Wimbledon.
Rafa looked a little bit lost at sea out there, and I also think that it was inevitable after that incredible run through the season. At some point, he is only human. Perhaps actually we'd seen his best tennis throughout the year up to the French Open. That was the big sort of letting off steam, and that, you know, that he would find it difficult to really pick himself back up again. But again, there's so many deep levels that he can dig into to try and find his best tennis.
Oh, what a way to win the first set. So good!
You know, the match was on the limit all the time for me and hopefully for him too. So I just had to go for the point, and that's what I tried.
Oh, he's made it! It had to be perfect, and it was. Well, that's where the comeback stops. A pulsating encounter between these two champions.
Those are matches that define you going into a Grand Slam, because, you know, having lost that match 7-6 in the final set, you know, Djokovic, he was really, really hurt. Well, Nadal, on the other hand, gains tremendous confidence.
A 25th Masters title for the great Rafael Nadal. What a return for him to Montreal.
Rafa for me has been amazing, you know, to play against him. I think he definitely got the best out of me. So I think I learned a lot, because he has such a unique playing style.
Oh, perfection.
In the beginning, for me, it was very difficult to read his serve, and it was very difficult to be on the rhythm, because he takes all the balls very early, and I didn't have the chance to put a lot of balls inside on the return. Yeah, it was difficult to read. Then I started to change a little bit my position on the return and tried to find solutions, and I think worked well.
Oh, too good. Oh, that's just exceptional.
Very interesting and very tough match. Very close, very high level, I think, of tennis tonight. So very happy about the result, and I think Roger played at very high level. He's playing very, very aggressive. Here the court is not as, you know, he's quick, and his flat shots, his serve, it's going to be very difficult to stop him, but I'm going to try.
It's just awesome tennis. And he's through to his first Cincy final, his 11th final of the year. And you can see what it means to Nadal, his first ever Cincinnati title. Back to world number 2 and a hot favourite heading into New York.
Well, 9 had a few days of rest, and then we will try to be ready 100% for the US Open.
Well, he said all his problems with his knee were going to be on the hard courts, and it could have been more wrong. I mean, the only problem was grass courts, and it was so impressive. It was probably the best tennis I've seen Rafael Nadal ever play in his lifetime on hard courts.
We were concerned whether he'd be playing on a regular basis at all, and if the knee was going to do him in. So I'm sure some of the other players weren't that happy, but me looking as a fan and as a commentator at time was amazed.
Oh, I love New York. The culture, the city, the crowd. You hear noises, you hear shuffling in the crowds. You have people going for one player, then the next player. They let their opinions out. It's not like when you're at Wimbledon where it's quiet, it's peaceful, it's very, very polite. The US Open is more vibrant, it's more lively.
Oh, what a stunning shot. That really caught him out.
Rafa just was on a mission. He wanted to win another major. He wanted to win 2 that year and get to his 13th major title overall.
Rafa reaches his 3rd US Open final on the back of his 21st successive win on hard courts this year to reach his 21st Grand Slam final in total.
After what happened last year, have the chance to play in this court and have the chance to play the final on Monday is just a dream for me.
It was the deciding match. For me, if Djokovic would have won in the player's viewpoint, he would have been number 1 because he would have had the Australian US Open. Nadal, having won, he had the French Open and the US Open. So even if he didn't mathematically finish the year number 1, psychologically he was already there.
Oh, what a shot! That's what everyone's come to see. Nadal in full flight.
I think he's much more aggressive. He's playing much more better on hard court. He used to play more or less a little bit the same game, clay court and hard court, but this year he's much more aggressive. He's putting so much pressure, he don't give you so much time, and that's make a big difference.
Oh, it's phenomenal. 2 points, back to back. Just outrageous. Two of the greatest players of all time playing some of the greatest tennis ever. What a point.
Tennis is a very complex sport, and it's individual, so it all depends from you in the end. You can have the best team of people around you, you can have the best coach in the world, but if you don't do the job yourself, if you don't commit yourself to practice for hours every day on the court, and you don't find that will to succeed inside of you, then nobody can really help you.
The best break point ever.
When I've watched those two go head to head, I just think they bring out the very best in each other. They seem to take the game to higher levels than I've ever seen it played at. And sometimes I'm absolutely aghast at the rallies that they produce. 30, 40 stroke rallies. I think it's definitely going to go down in the history books as one of the greatest ever rivalries.
What a scintillating end to the second set. A set that had absolutely everything.
Because of the injury, I had to decide to go more often to the net. I had to play with more determination, play more inside the court. So it's true that because of the injury, probably I am playing a little bit more aggressive and in a different way that I used to do it.
You only need to look around this stadium to know how good that was. Unbelievable scenes here in New York. The end to some of these games has just been absolutely spectacular.
Nadal's improved his forehand up the line. I think that was a huge shot for him. I think the serve has improved as well. He's taking the return to serve earlier, being more on top of the baseline. So he's added those extra dimensions in his game.
Rafa reigns again in New York. For a second time he becomes the US Open champion, and there is no one more deserving.
100% sure that is the more emotional season on my career, and the only thing that I remember in that moment is all the people who really were with me and really give me that positive energy to have the chance to be back on tour, and having this success is just amazing. I never expected something like this.
2 majors, French Open, US Open, with coming back from that injury, I mean, it's the greatest comeback of all time. And then to be that consistent on the clay and on the hard courts and not lose a match on hard courts all the way, through to the US Open. I don't ever know if we'll see a comeback or a year like this from Rafa again.
I didn't think he would get back to world #1.
The most emotional season of my career.